Hi, folks. Welcome back to Heard It on the X, the East Coast premier music talk show. This portion of the show is sponsored by Regal Tip, and we're really honored right now to have a Regal Tip endorser on the line with us, Tommy Clufetos. Tommy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing excellent. How about yourself and everybody out there?
I'm doing well, Tommy. I know you know our friend Jay over at Regal Tip.
Yeah, I've known Jay for a long time. He's a great guy, and we have a great relationship through my drumstick company, Regal Tip Drumsticks.
Yeah,
drumsticks, who make the best drumsticks out there.
Oh, that's great. Jay's going to like to hear that. So I know we've been trying to get with you for a little bit here. You're really super busy. I wanted to talk to you quickly before we talk about what you're doing now. Let's talk about your resume. You're a relatively young guy, and you have landed on yourself with Ted Nugent, with Alice Cooper, with Rob Zombie, with John Five, and you're currently working with Ozzy Osbourne. Are you just the most tenacious guy, or the luckiest guy, or just a guy who ends up in the right spot? Or tell me how you land on all these places.
You know, I guess I don't feel like a young guy anymore. I used to be the young guy. I'm 31 now, but it's just
I'm 102.
I started very early, and through years of hard work and dedicating myself to being the best drummer that I could be, things have happened, and it took a long time, and there was a lot of steps and a lot of trials and tribulations to be where I'm at today. So it's just not giving up and believing in yourself, and more than anything, working hard and staying at it. You have to be ready when an opportunity opens itself up to you. You have to be ready to take that opportunity and kick its ass.
You know, and that's an interesting point. I wasn't trying to slight your talent. You're an incredibly talented musician, but there's a lot of
not at all. No,
there's a lot of.
Everybody has a certain talent, but talent is not enough.
I agree with you, and that's something that's been a reoccurring theme of the show. A lot of younger musicians, getting them to understand just exactly what you said. And you have a very interesting quote, which I love, where you talk about that you're a firm believer, if you want to play music, you got to love every aspect of it. So that means not only do you have to love the time that you're on stage and getting love from a crowd, you got to love rehearsals, you got to love travel, you got to love staying in hotels. There's a lot of work that goes along with doing what you do for a living, correct?
It's very correct. It's not only loving the rehearsals and you have to love playing the gigs when there's nobody there. When you're my point is you have to love the early years to get you. I loved even the stuff before that got me to play with Ozzy Osbourne. I loved it then. I loved playing when there was nobody there. I had the greatest time of my life because I knew that I had to go through those things in order to be ready to do the things to be ready and also appreciate where I am now.
Yeah, and you have to love it. You've got to love it, and that's good. And the reason why you have success is, I'm a firm believer you get out what you put into anything in life, and you get out of it what you put into it, and that's fantastic. Tell me about the Scream tour that's coming up with Ozzy.
Well, we've been on the Scream tour for about a year already, so we're getting ready to go to South America.
Yeah, you're going over
5 days
out of the country now, going to Buenos Aires, right?
Yeah, I believe that's the first stop. All I know is I have like a 17-hour flight ahead of me.
But you got to love that, though, Tom. You got to love that part of it, too.
It's all good. I'm a little shaky on some of the turbulence, but it's all good.
I'd imagine on a tour like on an Ozzy tour, you get proper time to rest. But, how does that affect a person? If you had to, it's 17-hour flights. It's got to be a nightmare at certain times, right?
It's just part of the job. We fly. It's unbelievable how we travel. We travel on private jets, and there's amazing food, and you leave when you want to. So it's like I've never worked that way before. So it's a great blessing, and it sure makes things a lot easier to be able to stretch your legs and all that kind of stuff. So it is a beautiful thing. But it's like the early van rides of going 18 hours somewhere in the freezing cold, and the heat goes out in the van. It's like, it is what it is. So now it's more easy compared to back then. So, that's just another example of how me getting on a private jet, I don't take it for granted, because in the early years it was the other way. So, again, you have to love every aspect of it.
And like you say, 17 hours is still 17 hours. It doesn't matter the mode of transportation. It's still 17 hours sitting in something. So it's You know, yeah, it might be a private jet, and it's cool to say that, but you still got to travel for 17 hours, bro. You know, that's
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all. I mean, I love it. I do love it. It's great. I mean, you got to get to the gig. That's part of the gig.
Sure, that's right. So, looking at your resume, did you have a favorite? Did you have a standout that was a favorite to work with?
No, they're all my favorite, and you know, I love what I'm doing at the moment. So, you know, playing with Qzzy is definitely the pinnacle.
Yeah,
so far. You know, it's amazing. He has such amazing songs. He's such a part of the world's history of music. You know, he's so identifiable and iconic, and I love his music so much, and I love interpreting his music. So that has been the peak. You know, I love playing with Ted Nugent. Ted was so great to me and gave me my first big break. You know, he just called me the other day. We speak all the time. So I've been so lucky and so blessed to play with great musicians and great talents and rock and roll legends that, you know, it's been my pleasure to learn from them and carve my own career path.
And you know, once again, even that shows the kind of guy you are because you appreciate everything. How is Qzzy doing? Qzzy is important, and I think Qzzy. Ted's been on the show with us. Ted's a really, really nice man, and we seen his show 6 months ago or something down in Cleveland. We were his guest in Cleveland, and his show is still amazing. He's just incredible. Ted's important. Qzzy, I think, is one of the most important people in metal. Period. There's kind of a weird course of events that actually got you working with Qzzy. Can you tell me about that? Weren't you called in as a fill-in or something?
I'm not exactly sure what you mean by the weird coincidence of events.
I thought I heard from the producer of the show that you kind of filled in a little bit, and then Qzzy just dug the way you played drums. Is that story's not right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so, most definitely. Well, producer of what show? What are you talking about?
The producer of my show.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got you. Well, you know, it happened like this. Qzzy, Ozzy's current guitar player, amazing guitar player, was auditioning for Qzzy, and Ozzy's drummer at the time, Mike Borden, who's an amazing drummer, could not make the audition, so they called me in to play at the audition just to fill in and help out because they needed somebody to make Gus comfortable to play the Qzzy tunes and have a great audition. So that's what I did.
Oh,
and that went well. And Gus got the gig. And then there was a gig scheduled called BlizzCon that was like a video game convention that happened in California. Again, Ozzy's drummer Mike was unable to make it because he plays in a band called Faith No More. He was unable to make it. They asked me to play the gig, and me playing in Ozzy's band kind of spurred out of those two things. So I was in the right place at the right time, and luckily it all worked out, and everybody's happy.
And the right performance, and like you say, you just didn't, you know, a door opened up, and you, you know, you hit it out of the park. That's good. That's very, very good. Tell me about Regal Tip. That's a great company. Regal Tip is a hometown company here. The family's a wonderful family. I know you got a great relationship with them, correct?
Correct, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be with them otherwise. I only work with great people who are inspired by what they do and in return put out a great product. So Regal Tip fits that mold exactly. The name Regal Tip is such a legendary name in the drum industry, and I'm proud to be a part of the legacy. And, you know, we have my new signature Tommy Clufetos 313 drumstick out that I think is the most supreme hard rock drumstick out there that I would recommend to anybody, let alone if it had my name on it. So I'm proud to be part of the family and look forward to many years and many wood chips on drummers' carpets around the world.
And if you were going to give any advice to a young drummer right now, Tommy, what would it be?
A young drummer or a young anybody, I would say that keep your nose to the grindstone, stay away from all the pitfalls of life, whether it be drugs, alcohol, hanging out with the wrong people, and do your best, and things should work out, you know. To me, it's the same if you want to be a drummer or if you want to be a baseball player. The attitude and the approach with which you attack what you want to do is more important than your actual talent. You know, the given is you have to have the talent. That's the easy part. You have to be good. That's easy. The other stuff, mentally, you have to be prepared. You know, it's not just playing music that people hire you for. You have to get it. you have to understand what your role is. You have to understand where your place is. You have to have a good attitude. People want to be around you, and you have to, create a good environment. So that's what it's all about.
It's really the same in any field. Work hard, and you get, same with life. Work hard, and you get what you deserve, I think.
Music has taught me not so much about music, but it's really taught me about life and relationships and everything. I get so many metaphors about life through music. So
it's fantastic. Tommy, I appreciate, I know you've been so busy, and I appreciate you so much taking a little bit of time for us. And if anybody wants to fly to Buenos Aires, just so you know, I'll tell you your itinerary. March 26th, you're going to be in Buenos Aires.
Okay, perfect.
Of course, I don't think they're going to be able to fly in a private jet, but you never know, Tommy. Maybe they can. Maybe they can also.
You never know. There are some rich people out there besides all us poor people.
Well, you enjoy every second of your life. You're a great drummer, great musician, great endorser of Regal Tip, and enjoy the time with Qzzy. And I thank you so much for stopping by, my friend.
Well, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it, and all the best to everybody out there.
All right, Tommy. Going to head to a commercial break now. Stick around. More Heard It on the X.